What's shaking? What's cracking? What's happening? Come on in, come on in, come on in. Hey everybody. Hey, is that Pick here? Hey Ricky Fo. Thanks, Divine Secrets. Hey Miss Ageless. What's happening? Hey, Kanita. Hey, girl. Hey. Hey, Laurels. Hey, Simone. Hey, Easy Hooks. Hey, is it Hassani Houston? Hey, hey, hey. Hey, Straight Talk Radio. Y'all know the drill. Tap the screen, share alive. Tap the screen, share alive. Tap, tap, tap. Share, share, share. Hey, Boss Lady Kendra, tap, 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 share, share, share. Y'all know we got to get to 50 shares and 10,000 likes so we can go ahead and get into content. And I got to get out of here at 3:55 because I have a client call at 4. And I got another one at 4:30. And then y'all know we have class at 6 o'clock tonight. So, yeah. And while you guys are tapping the screen, first of all, let me go through housekeeping. Housekeeping number 1. Housekeeping number 1. If you do not follow, please make sure you follow, like, and subscribe. If you want to make sure I show up in your timeline, you need to go like 4 or 5 of my posts, drop a few comments. And if you like share one of my posts with somebody or copy the link like you're going to share externally, that normally should be enough to get me to show up in your timeline. That's number 1. Number 2, if you are starting a business, if you are a content creator, if you are already a small business owner or you aspire to be one of those 3, you're in the right place. My name is Ashley, and I teach people how to make money with their social media accounts. I teach people how to build businesses and concepts from scratch. And I also teach people how to make money even without a business. And I'm really, really good at it. I've helped almost 900 people create 6-figure incomes, and 182 of my clients have done $1 million in under a year. And I get on here and I teach things for free that people charge thousands of dollars for. Blink, blink, blink. And so we've been doing a series on how to help you guys make money, okay? Out here with your social media accounts, or if you have brand new accounts, how to launch them into profits. So that's what type of time we're on right now. Next piece of housekeeping that you guys need to know about: on Sunday, everybody say Sunday in the chat. Sunday, 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 Sunday. This Sunday coming up on the 8th, okay, at 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'm going to be giving a workshop. My workshop on Sunday, I'm going to take you guys through the process of basically how to start up and launch anything in 6 weeks. So if you need help with launching, if you have a new page, a membership, a product or service, you have a brick and mortar store and you're trying to get traffic into it, all of that good stuff, you want to make sure you come to the workshop on Sunday. Click the link in my bio, first button, you'll be able to register. Hey, Shelly. Hey, Fit Sisterhood. Hey, Lisa. Next that you guys need to know about inside of the housekeeping, you can also text me. I have a little text club, and whenever I do trainings, I text you guys and say, hey, this is what my free training is about. So literally, you can just click the link in the bio. You will see a video, and right underneath the video is my phone number. I would tell you my phone number, but whenever I say the number, TikTok closes my stream down, so I'm not gonna say the number, but y'all can go click the link in my bio, text Ashley Ann. And I also have, hey Fiona, I have some free classes and courses and stuff like that are set up as well. Okay, thank you for my popular vote, Divine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see, next. They do like it whenever y'all send me badges, and when y'all send those little hearts. There should be an orange heart with a plus sign, or it could be gray or silver. Send that. It's literally 1 cent. It's 1 penny. They push us to get as many of those as possible now during our live streams. Okay. Also, very important, there's a giveaway that needs to happen. I was supposed to do a giveaway like a week ago. I had something come up, family related, that I had to take care of. And so anyway, Yes, for this is a strategy I use 14 days to make $100,000. Wait, time out. Let me get through this and then let me answer what you're saying. Okay, so I had something come up with my family, and so I could not do the giveaway. So we're gonna do the giveaway tomorrow, okay? And so tomorrow we're gonna do the Chanel bag, the Louis Vuitton perfume, the manifestation kits, all of that. Now, hey Crystal, what's going on, my love? You're saying you said 14 days. Yes, I did over $100,000 in 14 days. I did that as a person who already has an audience. I did that as a person who already has an offer and products. I did that as a person who already has a funnel built. I did that as someone who already has experience. Now, realistically, do you think that someone who has no audience, they have no offer, they have a brand new platform, they have no experience, they have no funnels, they don't have the tech skills, you think that they're going to make $100,000 in 14 days? Blink, blink, blink. See, this is what I mean when I talk to people and I break it down and I tell y'all the truth. People get agitated with me for telling the truth. And if we're being keeping it a buck, 6 weeks is still really, really quickly to be able to come up with a new product, a new page, or a page or a product that hadn't been doing anything at all and get it to make money. Thank you for everyone saying no. Air Beauty said hell no. That part, that's the part I don't understand. Like y'all want people to lie to y'all. Now, if I was up here lying to you and scamming, you know what I'm saying, it would probably be 300 people registered for the workshop on Sunday. And I don't know why 6 weeks is sounding unattractive because 6 weeks is a month and a half. That's still really, really quickly. Most businesses back in the day, literally, like if you're a brick and mortar traditional business, you don't even get into the profit stage until 3 years in. So the fact that I can help people make money and be profitable in 6 weeks is insane and wonderful. That we can take a brand new account from zero to having thousands of followers, that we can take you from $0 to thousands of dollars within 6 weeks. And you're like 14 days. Yes, this is the strategy I used in 14 days. Me already having an audience. You don't have an audience. I have people that are in my top 10 program right now, and they don't even have an offer. I was so frustrated Tuesday night. Like I wanted to pull my eyelashes out Tuesday night when we were in class because I had to spend, I wanted them to have ads like up. Instead of us having an ad up, we had to waste 2.5 hours trying to get everybody's Facebook accounts up. And then I was even more agitated. And I'm going to talk to y'all about this in class tonight. I said, hey, if you don't have your low ticket offer, I need you to send me an email and do not wait until Monday. The majority of people that didn't have offers did not send emails until like Saturday, Sunday, and some people today. Saturday and Sunday is the weekend. I got stuff to do. I already had things on my calendar. I had time allotted during the week to be able to look over people's pages and study their audiences to create profitable offers. And I told them, I said, hey, I said, if you don't have it, send it. There's only 2 people that sent me that night to say, I don't have an offer and sent me their information. So when we get in here, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here and sell you a fantasy. And I know that works against me because my mutuals, right? Other people inside of my industry, they're literally out here selling y'all fantasies. They're out here telling you like, oh, you can start this business in 7 days and be profitable. I work with y'all. Could you technically in 14 days get started from zero and make some money? Yeah, but are the majority of people that are in this stream or that I'm on their FYP going to do it? No, probably not. The majority of y'all aren't going to do it because y'all wait till the last minute for things. Y'all procrastinate. A lot of y'all are very inconsistent with your posting, and a lot of y'all are not going to sit down and hammer out a funnel. Like I'll build a funnel in a day. I've done it before. I remember I needed to get the recordings done for one of my programs or courses. It took me 2 days. I recorded 96 videos in 2 days. I recorded 96 videos in 2 days. Most of y'all are not going to do that. And then I took another 2 days and edited all of them. And on the 5th day, I had them all uploaded. It took me 9 hours, and I sat there for 9 hours and uploaded every single one of those videos in a portal. And then on the 6th day, I turned around and I built the whole entire funnel and the info page. And on the 7th day, I got online and started live streaming, and I sold the course out in 3 days. And I remember that I made $36,000 in a 10-day window, but I recorded 96 videos in 2 days. I can't even get y'all to record one video a day. So if I'm being honest, you're like, it says 14 days. Yes, I did it in 14 days because I will outwork you. I did it in 14 days because I'm disciplined enough to sit down and do what I need to do. I did it in 14 days because if I meet a hurdle or if I get stuck or I can't figure out a tech issue, I will get on YouTube. I will go through the library of the software of the company. I will get on Reddit. I will go to the Black Hat University and I will find answers. Like I will click stuff. I'll make a copy and I'll click and tick and type and change stuff until I figure out what needs to be done. The majority of y'all are not going to do that. The majority of y'all are like, oh my God, I tried it the first time and it didn't work. Boo-hoo. And you go in the corner and you cry. So realistically, trying to get someone to go from zero to making 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 in a week and a half, or doing over 100,000 in 14 days, the way I've done, for most humans, they're not going to do that because you're just not going to put in the work. It just is what it is. It is what it is. I will get out of class tonight and I will still be shooting my content. I will still be getting my edits ready. I'll still be putting my contracts together. I believe in having seasons of long nights and early mornings. Y'all don't. I get a headache, I'm still going to work. My spine will go out, I'm still going to work. I'm still going to plot. Somebody tells me no, I'm going to work on the yes that I have. Like that, it just is what it is. So this is why a lot of people will tell you that a lot of it starts mentally in your mind, and that has a lot more to do with the actual skill that you have. You said got my lead magnet ready, got my ebook ready. Just the back end stuff. Having me about to pull my lashes out. Girl, the back end is easy. You got that. All you got to do is watch the video, pause, click, click, click. What I click, turn it back on, pause, click, 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 and your back end will be set up. So you are the answer. We're the answer ourselves. Hey, Nikki. Okay. Y'all tap that screen. I got to come in here every day that I go live when we're doing a business chat and say, tap the screen and get us to 50 likes. And some of y'all come in here every time I go live, but y'all not tapping the screen and y'all are not sharing. I have to say, tap the screen, get us to 10,000 likes and get us to 50 shares every single time when I come in here. And you're sitting here saying, oh, it says 14 days. Yeah, I did it in 14 days because I work harder than you. It's the truth. Y'all don't want to hear that though. Hey, all things faith. Hey girl. Y'all don't want to hear that though. I'm gonna take initiative. If I know like this is the rule or this is what's expected and this is what I'm supposed to do, I'm gonna do it. Somebody doesn't have to tell me to do it every day. Like there is and I tell y'all this all the time, like especially since the election results were rolled out last November. I want somebody to tell me, what have I missed on? I've been spot on telling y'all what's going to happen with the economy. I've been spot on telling you what's going to happen with the money. I've been spot on telling you like what's fixing to happen in the tax code. Everything that I rolled out inside of the big, beautiful bill on the tax code, we had already talked about that. And I said, this is probably what they're going to do. And I told y'all I was willing to bet money that that's what it was going to be. And they rolled out every single thing that I said. Y'all, I went to the grocery store yesterday. Y'all want to know what I bought at the store? I came out the grocery store with 4 bags. I bought some broccoli, not a lot, like 3 little heads of, I bought 3 heads of broccoli. I bought some carrots. I bought some, like a little quart of heavy whipping cream. I bought some cherries, a little thing, maybe like a pound and a half of Rainer cherries. I bought some bananas. I bought a red cabbage. We were out of mayo. I bought a mayo. I bought a Greek yogurt, I bought a plain Greek yogurt. And what else did I purchase? I'm missing something. It wasn't a lot though. Like, oh, I've been on the road, so I hadn't fed my sourdough starter, so she wasn't strong enough to bake a loaf of bread. So I bought a little loaf of sourdough to get us through the week, and I purchased a little thing of pimento cheese and some uncured ham, $120, 4 bags, $120. And things are going to keep going up. I don't know if y'all have paid attention to the news this weekend. Okay. China said America has violated the trade agreement deal. That's it. That's what they said. They said China has violated the trade. They said China said America has violated the trade deal. Right? Because y'all know America, we're supposed to send them a specific amount of chips while they're working to do their AI. China said that they're going to retaliate against us. They said that they flat out came and said, yes, we're going to respond aggressively. That is what they said. They said these negotiations that Donald Trump was talking about, they said that's a wrap. That's why Donald Trump got on Truth Social the other day talking about he's calling off the deal with them. And they made sure to come up to say, baby, it ain't no deal. We don't care. Blink, blink, blink. Are y'all not paying attention to what's going on with Iran and Russia and Israel right now? Did y'all not see that Ukraine sent 113 drones into Russia and bombed up everything and then turned around and hit them again this morning? Y'all have got to pay attention. I've been telling y'all what is going to be what's going to be happening, and I'm also telling y'all about opportunities in the market. But some of y'all are not taking things seriously enough. I guess you're not going to take it serious enough until you're living in a cardboard box. I guess you're not going to take it serious until they lay off you or lay off your spouse or lay off your children. I guess you're not going to take it seriously enough until your kids who are in college, they got to get out immediately. And for those of you saying that that won't happen, that absolutely will happen and can happen. My mama was in college when Reagan was the president and he stopped the funding. And my mama had to stop school in the middle of college because she didn't have her funding anymore. Blink, blink, blink. So literally, okay, you need to take your head out your butt. Okay. You need to get out of la la land. And you need to start putting in some work when it comes to you being able to create additional income for yourself. What have I told y'all? What have I been telling y'all that Republican administrations like? And specifically when we get to Trump's administration, they like business owners and they like investors. And Trump really, really, really likes crypto. I was even kind enough to share with y'all my specific crypto portfolio. And I don't do that. They like business owners and they like crypto. And then we sat in here last week for an hour and a half and I broke down piece by piece by piece of that tax bill of what they're planning on changing and how you need to leverage it. You're not going to make money. You're going to lose so much money. You're going to be paying so much more in taxes as a W-2 employee. Everybody needs to have, anybody with sense, you need some type of LLC or some type of S Corp right now. So that way you can mitigate, okay, your tax increase and be able, okay, to make some money out here in these streets and keep some money because all Americans, it does not matter if you voted for Trump or not, that doesn't absolve you from having to pay higher prices on everything now. Because everybody just focuses on China, y'all. He did a tariff increase across the board, and y'all are forgetting that he's upset with the EU because the EU is working with China now, and the EU did 0% on goods coming from China into all of the EU. And so Trump turned around and said, boom, we put a 50% tariff now on top of the 20% they had already increased it on any goods coming from the EU as well. Pay attention. Okay. Wake up, buttercups. I have told y'all it's going to be challenging on the average American. And you have an opportunity right now. You don't have to be in that category. Okay, so you need to be pulling in revenue from every source where you can get your revenue. Why do y'all think y'all ain't noticed that I picked up the business trainings? Y'all just think that for my birthday for fun, I was like, let me add extra work on my plate and get on here and teach people for free. Let me get on here every night like it's a job, like y'all are paying me, and teach people for free. No, because I really care about my community. I'm trying to help y'all, and I'm telling y'all the things that no one is telling y'all. And then people, MAGA will get on here. They'll call me liars. They report my pages, which there's another reason I'm always like, y'all better be tapping the screen. When y'all see my news posts, baby, y'all need to like them. You need to comment. You need to share. Okay, because they're actively working to silence me. And they'll sit here and say I'm a liar. And it may take 2 or 3 months for what I said to actually come to pass where everybody sees it. And then everybody's all of a sudden in my DM. Oh, I remember you mentioned something about this. No, I didn't mention it. I told you what it was. I told you what's going on. Okay. Look, let me tell y'all, in every obstacle, there's always opportunity. Okay. Believe it or not, as trash as stuff is about to be for the majority of Americans, there's a tremendous opportunity for those of you that are moving right now. It's not too late. It's not too late. Okay. But I need for you to get it together. Like I'm talking about today. Don't say I'm going to get it together next week. Don't say I'm going to start at the first of the month. Don't say I'm going to no, you're going to do it right now. Every time I get on here, you better have your pen and your pad. And when we get off of the live, you better try and go and execute on something that your big cousin Ashley Ann just told you about. Y'all understand? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Okay. So today is a Tuesday. Y'all know I normally don't get on until Wednesdays and Fridays, but here I am on Tuesday. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get on Friday, which is another reason why I'm on today. It depends. I don't know. Y'all may get a Saturday morning from me this week. I got stuff going on. I'll tell you about it later. Okay. All right. Everybody picking up what I'm putting down. And remember, click the link in my bio, text the word Ashley Ann. You'll see my number. I can't say my phone number because they're going to shut down my streams. Okay. But when you go click the link in my bio, you'll see my phone number in there. All right. If anybody wants to be able to lunch in 16 days, okay. I'm sorry, not 16 days. Anybody wants to lunch in 6 weeks? Click the link in the bio, tap the first button. I'm going to take you guys how to take something from new or something that's been stagnant and how to make money with it. And then I'm going to show you guys how to do the after sales. Okay. You say you lost, you starting from zero. It's okay, babe. It's okay. Stick with me. You're in the right place. You're in the right place. And if y'all know somebody who's in business, starting a business, someone that's a content creator, or they aspire to be any one of those things, invite and share. Okay, invite and share. Speaking of sharing, we only had 24 shares. Everybody in here share to 2 people. Get us to 50 real quick. Underlay. Okay, because I got client calls. And I can't be messing around missing my client calls because I'm on the live stream, honey. These people, they pay money, okay? If you pay money and you see me out here, I'm late to your appointment because I'm out here fooling with some people on some free stuff, they gonna get mad, okay? And they deserve to be mad. So I got to be on time, okay? I got to be on time, all right? You said, get my lead magnet, finalize my Shopify store today, start making sales. Dope. Shopify and Stand Store, by the way, too. A lot of y'all were asking me about carts. I like Shopify, and I really, really adore Stand Store for everything that it lets small business owners do. It's really, really amazing. Okay. Now, everybody, you know what I want to see? Hey, God, hey, because that's who gave me the gifts of business, beautification, and hospitality. I've been able to use them to make a crap load of money for myself. More importantly, though, I've been able to assist almost 900 of you guys in hitting 6 figures. 182 of you guys have done $1 million in under 12 months. Blinkety, blink, blink, blink. I got 6 clients who are 10 million plus, and they've earned over 8 figures at least 3 years in a row. And I have assisted over 11,000 companies in monetizing their social media accounts. Okay. Long story long, your girl bad to the bone. Okay. Thanks to the big God. I do have a bachelor's in finance. I do have a master's in business. I do have a doctoral. I am a TEDx speaker. I do have 2 presidential lifetime achievement awards. I've been featured in Forbes, CNN, Yahoo, Black Enterprise, Essence, I have been in Stan, a bunch of publications. I don't even know why I try and name them because I always forget some of them. Okay. Long story long, I'm trying to tell you that I'm legit. Okay. Too legit to quit in these streets. Okay. When it comes to business, when it comes to money, and outside of business and money, any other time on my timeline, I would appreciate if you guys support my other content. I like to bake and decorate my house. Okay. That's what I like to do. So if you're into just basically having a good quality of life and you want to like make a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? And you want your house to look nice and you like making stuff from scratch or watching people make stuff from scratch, I'm your girl. All right. Now, if you have not been here, we have already talked about creating an offer. We spent an extensive amount of time going through the 4 Ps. I'm not going to go over there again. Come to Monetization Nation. Okay. We talked about pre-offers, which I'm glad we spent a good amount of time talking about that because you guys were confusing the pre-offers with the pre-orders, and those two are not the same thing. Then we talked about a lead magnet. I told you guys how it's thank you, Notes from Home. I talked to you guys about how important the lead magnet is. A lot of y'all think because you're giving someone something for free that it gets to be trash. It does not get to be trash. It actually has to be just as good as a paid product, just as good as a paid service, just as good as a paid offer. You know why? Because the lead magnet is someone's first opportunity to have an encounter with your company, with your brand, your community, your page. Hey, Black Betty. And long story long, if that lead magnet is trash, you're going to have a very challenging time getting someone to convert into a customer. And I told y'all, a lot of y'all are effing up with the lead magnet. Y'all are like, oh, I'm just giving somebody something for free. It doesn't need to have that much effort. It doesn't need to have that much work. It absolutely has to have that much effort and that much work. Absolutely. Because remember, any of you guys that have come to my 3-day master training, we talk about how when you're communicating with a customer, the majority of that communication is actually nonverbal. And so if someone signs up for something for free from you and you give them trash, do you think that they're going to feel safe? Do you think that they're going to feel confident in opening up their wallet and taking their precious $1 bills, especially in this economy, and give them to you? They're not. Okay. They're not. So you honestly need to make sure that whatever that lead magnet is, that it's high value. Okay. High octane. We're going for high value when it comes to a lead magnet. Then we talked about determining how we were going to collect people's information. This is when we broke down the funnel. Y'all remember I broke out all my little squares and circles and markers and we went through the funnel. I feel like I may need to do like another funnel recap with the whiteboard. So maybe that's what we'll work on. Probably next week. I ain't finna lie to y'all. I ain't finna cap. We ain't gonna get to it this week, but maybe next week we'll be able to get to that. But remember, how are we collecting data? Cell phones and emails. Emails are for very long, detailed information when you want to give it like steps, tutorials, trainings, maybe a video, things like that. Text messages are for short, valuable messages, alerts, and reminders. Okay. And then if you're really like an above average, overachieving student here in the kingdom, you guys should have already created a channel either on Telegram or WhatsApp. Why did I tell y'all to create the channels on Telegram and WhatsApp? Number one, they're free. Number two, you can have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of members there. Number three, you're able to have daily interactions or engagements on those particular platforms. Somebody slid into my DM and they asked me this, and so I'm going to answer it publicly because I know a lot of you guys are wondering, why do I not teach you guys to do subscriptions like on through YouTube and Instagram and TikTok? Well, even one, they're taking a large percentage of your subscription. That's number one. Number two, on top of them taking a large percentage of your subscription, you don't own the platform. What happens when your account gets banned? What happens if they come and they say, we're shutting down the app? What goes down when they change the algorithm? It affects your money. It's always better for you to build on your own platform. So if you want to do Discord, this is one of the reasons I like Stand Store, because they have a community area inside of there. And I understand that sometimes your money is tight and you don't have like the money to put into the infrastructure. So that's why I think WhatsApp and Telegram are really great alternatives. Okay. So we talked about how we're collecting the info. Why do you need to collect the info? You have to collect the info because you have to have the ability to communicate with your audience members outside of social media. wouldn't it be wonderful if, like, y'all remember back in the day when Instagram had an explore page and it was all in chronological order, and so as long as people followed you, they would see your content, right? Y'all remember that back in the day? And then do y'all remember back in the day, whenever you were on the explore page at Instagram, you were like famous all over the world because we all had the same explore page back in the day. Y'all remember that? Does anybody remember that? I remember that. Okay. When the gram first started, y'all, some of y'all are young, okay, and you just came to where Instagram is what it is now. But back in the day when the gram first started, everybody all over the world, we all had the same explore page. So if your content hit the explore page, this is how people were picking up like hundreds of thousands of followers in a day, and sometimes over 1 million in a day, because you were literally everybody all over the world saw you on the explore page, and it was a huge deal. As opposed to now, whenever we're looking, hey Rock, as opposed to now, whenever we're looking at the explore page is curated based on the AI algorithm, which is paying attention to what you share, what you save, what you comment underneath. Okay. So because of that, you have to have the ability to communicate with your followers outside of social media. I would love it if every time I posted, everyone that followed me saw my post, okay? But realistically, the way the algorithm works now, it's going to show your content to somewhere in between 200 and 300 people. And you need at least 35% of them to give you rich text content, to share your post, and to give you a double tap. And if that's not happening within a 20 to 30 minute time frame, they're going to suppress your content. So if you're wondering what makes it all this stuff when y'all are online and people are like, oh, this is how you go viral, they're all lying to you. They're lying. Okay. I'm just, they're lying to you. Okay. This engage from the bottom up. No, they're doing that for their benefit. That does not help you. Okay, let me just put that out there. When you see those videos and they're like, oh, engaging from the bottom up, no, boo-boo, that does not help you. That helps that content creator, and they're telling you that because they want to make sure that they're getting paid for their minute-long video from the creator fund. Okay, what helps you is when you are doing multiple hooks, which is why we spent a whole week training on hooks, right? And y'all remember I was like, y'all watch me post this video and it's going to go viral, and I posted a video and it hit 300,000 views. Okay, I've told y'all, anytime I want a video to go viral because I want to get stuff out, it probably takes me about 4 hours to edit that video. When I'm very intentional, I know what needs to happen with the visual hook. I know what needs to be happening on the audio. I know what needs to be happening with the sound or the music. I know what has to happen with the image in order to get that video to go off so it can reach who it needs to reach. Okay. And so a lot of us that have been doing social media for a long time, we understand retention. Hey, Dr. Derica, what's going on, gorgeous? We understand retention, and retention is a real thing. Okay. The engagement point system, kind of, sort of, not the way that people tell you online. It's literally, this is all of the content. But when you're a creator and you put content out, they are going to show your content to somewhere between 200 and 300 people. When you start getting like 500,000, 1 million followers, stuff like that on Instagram, they'll show it to a few more people. TikTok, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you have 10 million. It doesn't matter if you have 10 million or 30 people. It's going to the same amount. This is why I told y'all before you post, you need to go engage with the community that you want to see your content. Do y'all remember when we talked about that? Well, some of y'all don't remember because you're new. By the way, if you're new, follow, like, subscribe wherever you're watching me at. Okay. So the way that the algorithms work now on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram, YouTube is still a different butterfly. YouTube doesn't work this way, but on the gram, Facebook, and TikTok, absolutely, this is how it works. You need to spend about 10 minutes going to that particular community. So let's say, for instance, you've been in a panel room for like an hour, and that panel, they're talking about, let's say they're talking about taxes, and you're in there because you want to learn about the tax code and how the new shifts to the tax code are going to affect you personally, right? But let's say you're a cake baker, and so you put out like pastries and desserts and cakes to your audience. Thank you, Glorious Locks. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Now, your audience, the people that you want to see your cakes and your desserts, they don't care about taxes. But you've just spent 2 hours in a panel listening to people talk about taxes. Well, before you put up your next piece of content, you need to go into like the sweet treat cake pastry community. You need to go out there and you need to like some videos and share, and you need to drop some comments, and you need to respond to some other comment threads or chains that are there. So now whenever you post your content, it gets pushed out to the people that like sweet treats and cakes and cookies and pies and decorating and stuff like that. Does that make sense? So what y'all are doing is y'all are not being mindful. Y'all are all over TikTok, y'all are all over Instagram, y'all are all over Facebook, y'all are all over the internet, and you're hanging out in spaces and you're talking to people and sending DMs and having conversations that have nothing at all to do with your target audience. And then you post your content, and that's why it flops, because these people care about taxes and you just posted a cake. So now here you come down these people's timeline, showing people how to ice a cake. Well, they don't care about icing a cake. They care about taxes. They care about finances. They care about investing. So what are they going to do? They're going to swipe. They're going to swipe. They're going to swipe away. And you're not going to have any. So now your retention rate is low, right? Now you don't have any comments. Now you don't have any shares. Does that make sense? Everybody picking up what I'm putting down? So realistically, if we're going to be strategic with the content and we're figuring out how we're trying to figure out how we're reaching the right type of people, we have to make sure that we are very intentional about what we're posting. So you guys notice, like when I was running this campaign during those 14 days, I was super strategic about the content that I was putting out. Why? Because I knew that I was going to open up my cart for 4 days. And what I do, y'all, 126, 136 or something. I got to go look at the number, but it was over 100K. And then I showed y'all the proof. Like I showed y'all my Shopify, I showed y'all our stand store, and I showed you the PayPal so y'all can see the numbers. And then we turned around the next week in the after sales and I did like another 56K. Okay. But I was very specific, like during that 14-day window of what I was posting. And I was very specific about the spaces I was being in. If anybody that follows me, y'all notice I wasn't in anybody's rooms. I wasn't showing up in people's panels and stuff because I needed to only hit the people that cared about what I cared about in that moment. Right. So this is why I tell a lot of you guys, you probably do need like backup pages so you can have your page that you just are free to surf and like and share content and stuff on. And then you have like your page is set for making money. Like we're very intentional with the monetization page. Does that make sense to everybody? Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? And you really have to understand this concept. I don't care how many times you engage from the bottom up, it's not going to work. This is why y'all are like, oh, I'm engaging from the bottom up and I'm not seeing a difference in my followers. You're not going to see a difference in your followers. You help them get likes, you help them get mad comments, and because they're getting more likes and commentary is pushing their content out to more people. You said that's what I've been doing wrong. I get it now. Good. Yeah, it's seriously, it's a real thing. And remember, you don't have to go viral to make money online on any of the platforms. It's just about being intentional with the type of audience, right, that you have. So the goal is not virality. The goal is to meet the right type of people. We always want to put prosperity before popularity. We're not out here trying to be like the most popular. It is prosperity over popularity. We're trying to meet people who want to work with us. Okay. What's bottom up? So bottom up is basically when you see one of somebody's post and you're supposed to like share it, save it, drop a comment, and heart it. They call it engage. Like if you look at the little icons of the things you can do, they tell people to engage from the bottom up, and it's a load of crap. Okay. And then to confirm that it was a load of crap, when I had my meeting with TikTok, I asked them, and even they were like, yes, this is a load of crap. Now, what's not a load of crap is when you're using the creator search insights and they're giving you the suggestions on like the hashtags to use, and they're giving you the suggestions on the title and the topics and what keywords to put in there for SEO. That is actually really valuable information. And I think inside of Instacoin, I think I'm supposed to be taking everybody through Creator Search Insights actually this Thursday. Coming up, I think this Thursday we're supposed to be going through there. But that actually is valuable information and that actually does work. But yeah, all this bottom up nonsense, stop that. Okay. And if you're like whatever your niche is, especially if you're doing a faceless account, you better start getting a lot more careful about what spaces you're hanging out in. So, like for instance, TikTok knows that I teach people how to make money. Okay. So if you're in here, you're basically letting TikTok and you're letting Instagram know, like, hey, I'm a small business owner or I'm a content creator and I want to monetize. This is a good space to be in, right? And whatever else it is you do, if you do makeup, you better go when we talk about the relative 10, right? What correlates with makeup? Normally hair and makeup go together. Skincare goes with makeup and beauty. Maybe people that do vitamins, people that do fitness, right? Right, it's all in the aesthetics, the look, your package, how you present yourself to the world. So therefore you can start showing up in people's accounts that enjoy that type of content. Does that make sense? If you spend all day on panels arguing and fighting with people, you better create a different account and you go argue and fight on that other account, and then you have your separate account that you're using to make money. Okay? Make sense? Everybody picking up what I'm putting down? Everybody picking up what I'm putting down? Yay, nay? Okay, I see a lot of yeses. You hear from Shayla Ray? I love her. I love her. I adore her. I need to DM her. We need a meeting. I adore her. Yes, she is one of my clients, and she gave me one of the most beautiful reviews like ever. And she shared her numbers and how much money she's making, and that she's pretty much more than doubled her sales within 90 days of us working together. But yeah, she's a hard worker though. She's smart and she's a hard worker. If Shayla Ray and I have a meeting or we have a call and I give her a list of stuff to do, like she's working on it immediately. She never shows up to one of our meetings without her work being done. She never has an excuse for me. No matter how much she's traveling, no matter what's going on in her world, no matter she is locked in, and we gonna get that bag. So I know for a fact she's probably gonna be my next client that I can say like, oh, we hit 1 million under a year, and I'm positive with her new products that she's rolling out with, she'll be in the 10 million club. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. Positive. But she'll tell people, she was like, I went and got an expert. She was like, she'll tell people, she said, I went and I hired Ashley in, and now this is what my business is doing. So I have a fabulous Dr. Derica Harwell was in here earlier too. And she is very kind and very gracious. And she's always for years told people that, I'm one of the reasons she cleared like her 7 figures. And Dr. Derica got to be close to a decade ago. So yeah, for sure. Okay, so next, let's talk about establishing a reason. Shayla Ray, she's on IG. She's Shayla Ray on IG and on TikTok. Okay. All right. So next, let's talk about establishing our reason. Everybody say reason. Hey, Miss Rich, how you doing today? Everybody give me reason. Put it in the chat. If you guys are just getting here, my name is Ashley, and I help people make money. I help people make money with their social media accounts. I help people that have existing businesses make money. I help people scale. I help content creators get to monetization as well. And I also help people get brand deals. So basically everything related around getting to a bag, that's what I help people do. So on my channel, we cook, we take care of our houses, and we take care of our money. And that does include, side note, let me put this out here too. For some of you little weirdos that were like, I don't ever remember your channel being this political. Well, baby, politics and money go hand in hand. So don't be mad at me because you have the comprehension of a kumquat. Okay. Anybody that's been in my trainings, they will tell them I've always kept up with what the administration was doing. And I've always told my clients how they should be moving. around what's going on with the policies. If you are a small business owner and you think that who's president and who's in Senate and who's in House don't affect you, you're an idiot. Blink, blink, blink. And that's probably why you're going to be out of business. You like when you are in business, the policies directly impact us. They impact if consumers right now, because they're experiencing inflation. This is why, what did I tell y'all to start doing last year? I said, hey, you need to pick up an inferior good or an inferior service in your business because sales are going to start going down. And my clients that picked up the inferior goods and the inferior services, guess what? They're doing fine. They're doing great. They have fantastic numbers. Those of you that have hard heads, you're over here looking at your sales, looking at this month, this year compared to last year, and you're $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 under. Why? Because when the economy softens up, people look for alternatives that cost less. It is what it is. Okay. All right. So also, this is the first time I've ever experienced an administration who has been very successful in a lot of their policies that directly affect women and Black people. And I happen to be a Black woman. So I'm getting a double whammy. Okay. I'm getting it from the side of the policies that are coming to strip different things away from women. And I'm also catching it from the side of the policies that come to strip things away from Black people. All right. So therefore, it's very important for me to pay attention to what's going on so I know how to move over the next few years. All right. See, I've been following you 5 years. Always been in the mix, period, Pooh. People just, it's weird. Like I will tell y'all this, if you're trying to be a business owner or you're trying to create income, and you are uncomfortable having uncomfortable conversations, you probably just need to keep your job or you need to learn how to trade. Because trading is a great way to make money because you don't have to deal with people. You don't have to deal with product. You don't have to deal with supply. You don't have to deal with campaigns. Like you can just trade. You can just, stick to yourself, study these companies, pay attention to the cycles of the market. But even with trading, you still have to pay attention to politics. Because y'all have noticed the instability in the market, right? The market responds to what Donald Trump says and what he does. The market responds to when different laws and policies come out. The market will respond either greatly, right, or it will crash. So even if you're trading, you still have to pay attention to what's happening in the markets, and you have to pay attention to the policy that's going on from day to day because it actually will tell you when you need to sell and when you need to buy. Okay. So if I'm being cool, I'm just over here waiting for them to announce that somehow the federal government is going to end up buying Tesla or bailing them out. That's what I'm waiting on. That's what I'm waiting on. Anyway, like we're talking about reasons. Okay. So when you're going to have a sale or lunch, especially if we're trying to like lunch something in 2 weeks, or if we're trying to lunch it in 6 weeks, or if we're trying to lunch it in 90 days, whatever the case is, you have to have a reason for why you're doing the lunch. Now, when we talk about a reason, y'all, it doesn't have to be some, hey, McDonough, it doesn't have to be like some deep reason, y'all. It literally can be anything. You can be like, so the last one I did, it was my birthday. Okay. So I was like, it's my birthday. So this is how we're celebrating. This is what the sale is going to be. This is what the offers are going to be. So from May 1st to May 16th, I took one of my products every day and marked it down to $16. Okay. On the back end of that product, and I'm kind of getting ahead of myself right now. We'll talk about the framework. I made sure I had some type of cross sale attached to each one of those products in the form of an order bump. All right. Then I did a soft launch of the big core product. And that's what we dropped. I think people had like an hour before that Friday or something to be able to jump in before we dropped it out to the public. I only did 40 seats and we sold out of all of them. right? So bada boom, bada bang. Then we went into the down sale and the after sale. So you have to have this already mapped out before we actually get into the full blown sale. Okay. So we're looking for the reason. So what's the reason? Is it a birthday? Is it a business anniversary? Is it a holiday that's coming up? Right. So Juneteenth is a really good time for you to have a sale if you are a Black American. Lots of Black Americans celebrate Juneteenth. A lot of Americans do 4th of July sales. Father's Day, it depends on what you do. Like if you do grills, smokers, rubs, you do things with sporting, vacations, things that are like beard oils, like things associated with men that they like. You could do definitely Father's Day offers if you're a barber, Father's Day packages, stuff like that, because it's coming up. But like if you sell uh shampoo or something, but you hey Dion, but you don't really do like a shampoo directed towards men, then you're probably not gonna make a lot on the Father's Day seller stuff, right? Let's see. Boop. Okay. My bad. I had to get that weirdo up out of here. Y'all know how there's a conversation that was going around online about, some weird men like always messing up things for women. Like, yeah, I don't know where all these little freaks are coming from, but you send me an email. Okay, boo, I'll look for it. I don't know where all these little freaks are coming from, but to the creators that were like, for women, if you don't want to be harassed, just stay out of the environment, stay out of the house. We don't have to be in a club. We don't have to be somewhere, you know what I mean, that's salacious. Like literally, I'm here talking about business. Not no third. Y'all know I don't post thirst traps or anything like that on my page. There's always some little weird freaky frog popping in, right? The other day, and I make sure like to not have a reaction because I know those little weirdos get off by having shock or being horrified. But the other day, I was like, here's the link, y'all can come on up and ask your questions. Well, there he is in the background, with his meat out, jacking off, like nasty. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the hotel lobby the other day, and the guy comes, "Are you married?" "Oh yeah, I'm married." Well, is he married? I hope so, right? Like, leave me alone, sir. Then he continued, like 40 minutes later, he is back again. If I could kidnap somebody, guess who it be? I hope not me. Oh yeah, it be you. Well, you'll be dead. Because my people know me and they know where I am. And they'll come and find you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just minding my business. Here I am online talking about business, and some little freaky frog is over here talking about he wants to have schmecks with me right now in the middle of the live. I'm not doing anything sexual. Okay. Long story long, for all of you weirdo men who act like you don't understand that you have members of the male population that are freaking perverts, okay? And because typically men are physically stronger than women. When we're in, like, online, I can just block you, okay? But when I'm in person with you, I have to try and still be polite and not tick you off, because you could get mad and slap me in my face or punch me in my throat. But like, this is a real thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a real thing. We know that there are a lot of good guys out there, but the fact that y'all are trying to ignore that y'all got some weirdo, freaky frogs out here is insane. Okay, a man walking up to me telling me if I could kidnap anybody, it would be you, sir. What are you thinking? Where is my gun? Immediately. Oh, shit. Y'all, yeah, let's get into Q&A. Everybody tap screen. I accidentally said the G word. And yeah, I do carry. Okay. And I keep my licenses. All right. Oh yeah. No, it's definitely okay. You do. As a woman, you have to respond accordingly, because men are absolutely, like, ladies, don't forget, like, now don't get me wrong, I'm gonna fight back or I'm gonna pew you, but men are physically stronger than us. Okay. And I don't care how many weights I lift. I don't, care how much I run, whatever. I don't care how many squats I do. Most men are physically, they're going to be able to outpower me, because men are stronger than women. And so I don't know. I feel like the girls on the internet forget that sometimes. They be out here talking all tough. Like, Child, now I'm gonna fight back. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna work for it. You ain't just not gonna lay down. But yeah, I get to my, and if it's a man, I'm definitely gonna pew pew for sure, for sure. You said you're licensed and approved by the FBI. You better come on through. I'm not approved by the FBI. How'd you do that? Let me get approved by the FBI. What do I have to do to make that happen? Um, but anyway, let's do Q&A, y'all, before I gotta get out of here and take my client calls for the evening, especially on where you're engaging at as it pertains to what you're selling and what you're offering. Um, oh no, I'm definitely not. Now, don't get me wrong, like I'm a big country girl and I'm very strong, okay? Very, very strong. Very, very strong. So that helps me a lot, but still though, some man coming up talking about if I could kidnap anybody, it would serve. And then this was after he asked me, was I married? And I said yes. I said yes. I was very, very quick. I didn't stutter. Are you married? Yes. Is he married? I hope so. Then come back later, like, what's wrong with you? You said you're not fighting a man. I mean, I'm not fighting a man by choice, but if I had to, I would. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not walking up like, hey, you want to spar? Like, no, I'm not doing that. You loving the hair, child. This thing need to be braided down. Okay. I'm having one of those days. You have a day where you're trying to get it together. You can't. I'm having one of those days. Okay. Like the business portion of things are being taken care of. The other side of things, not so much. Okay. Braid down. Okay. A big braid down and a big wig coming real soon. Um, yeah, that was a very wild thing to say. Yeah, he asked me, was I married? I said yes. He said, is he married? I said, I hope so. And then like he tried to chit chat with me and I was like, oh well, you enjoy your night. And I got up and I moved. You know what I'm saying? Like I actually moved. I didn't sit there and engage in conversation with him. And then literally, he came back later. I felt somebody behind me and I turned around and it was him. And he was like, oh, he was like, you sure are pretty. He was like, if I could kidnap anybody, guess who it'd be? And I was like, not me. He was like, oh yeah, you. And I was like, you'll be dead. My people will come looking for you. You're out of here, so like get gone. Okay, get gone. Anyway, y'all, let's do. Thank you, Aunt Jackie. Let's do Q&A. My bad, I squirreled. I got y'all distracted. Love the whole look, natural aesthetic, the lashes, the whole face, eating us up. Oh, thank you. She's Elite Hair Company. Thank you so much, my love. Chad, I have to be together, okay? I like looking unnatural. I'm in my natural state right now, but I like looking unnatural and I'm not ashamed of it, honey. I'm gonna put my lashes on. Okay, I'm gonna put my little makeup on. I ain't got on none right now. I'm put that wig on because like so this is the thing. If I like I enjoy having hair. You know what I mean? Like when I pull off my wig, I like that I have hair and I can get out and do what I need to do, right? However, like wigs give you can change up the looks, the cut, the length, the color. You know what I'm saying? You do everything. It's expressive. It's cute. You be a different woman every day. I like that. Okay. You said my son is listening. He's 13 and started a business summer. Oh, that's awesome, Brittany. What type of business does your son have? I know y'all just heard my alarm go off. You said my skin is flawless. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, Shelly. Thank you. Yeah, girl. But I only drink water. Like I don't drink sodas. Well, you know what? I'm lying. I drink orange juice on occasion. Like fruit juice, like mango, guava, stuff like that. And I eat a green vegetable like every day, like broccoli, spinach, green beans, cabbage, stuff like that. So a lot of times when people thinking about like skin, they just think about like moisturizers and stuff. But like what you eat and what you drink have a lot to do with like how your skin looks. Like y'all always tell me that I look like I'm glowing because I eat a lot of vegetables. And I don't even, when I'm talking about orange juice and stuff, I rarely, there may be like once a week or something that I drink some juice, but I'm a primary water girl. No sodas, no coffee. I do like tea. I like tea. So I do like ginger, turmeric, stuff like that in my tea. Mm-hmm. Dealing with your natural hair is a task, baby. You better say it. Unbelievable task. Spot note, I went to a Japanese inspired hair spa in Memphis called Salon 10. Oh my God. I got a post about it. I got content in my phone. When I say the best hair wash I've ever had in my life, it was worth it. Like y'all, if you can get there, I can't vouch for any of the other ones because specifically wanted to go to this one because they had lots of black beauticians and cosmetologists there, so I knew they were gonna know how to deal with my hair. But when I say amazing, and I think it's called the natural hair balance, where they do your scalp and they treat your hair. Like this is gonna be my thing, like every month or every other month or something. Because Memphis is the salon is like 2.5 hours away from me, or whatever. But worth the drive, 10 out of 10, baby. Recommend. Like y'all, it was so good. It was so amazing. And I paid the extra, they charged me an extra $15, which was nothing to detangle your hair, and 30 if you want the dry surfaces. So, and she knew how to, because I got type 4 hair. So she already knew how to do the tension method on my hair. She didn't try and go through my hair with a comb and stuff like that. You know, they like the comb attachment on the blow dryer. You can't do that with girls that got my type of hair. She already knew though, like so good. Okay. I'm sorry, girl. Go ahead. What's your question?
Actually, I literally was like, no, should I push the button? I'm not going to push the button. Should I push the button? And the button somehow just pushed by itself. So I'm going to take the opportunity to say, thank you so much for your knowledge, as always. You make things very simplicity for me to understand, where sometimes the gurus, I'm like, what? I don't understand. It doesn't make sense. So if I'm listening to you earlier correctly, you were saying, far as page watching, we should watch. I'm a service-based business and taxes. So should I be watching people that are in business, like let's say crafters, because generally that's one of my niche clients that I work with, and bakers. So should I watch those pages?
Yes.
So when I push out my content, they are people in those niches are the ones that are seeing the information.
You want to look, not only watch, you need to comment with them too. So anybody that you see that's a small business owner, also a lot of content creators, their taxes are a mess because they haven't registered they haven't realized that them being a content creator is a form of business. And so, you know, a lot of them, they don't have anything done. They're making all this money and just getting ate down in taxes.
And even with the digital space, because a lot of small business owners and seasoned business owners don't understand that now the states, like I'm in Georgia, so our governor wants a piece of the pie. He said that at the beginning of the year, if you're selling digital products, you got to pay sales taxes. And so in Florida, and Georgia's not as bad as Florida, but Georgia put warrants out on people. I just had a client who went through that.
Oh my God.
She owed like $45,000. She called me, and I ended up talking to we call them tax agents. I'll just say a tax agent auditor. And he was able to work with me to where I filed everything. She only, out of $45,000, she only ended up having to pay $400.
Girl, you're amazing.
So people don't realize, and I struggle, and my mom turned me on to you back in Periscope days, and I've been following you. So I got you on my vision board of one day I'm going to work with you one-on-one, because I need that type of knowledge. But a lot of people just don't understand. And so my content, when I push it out, I'm like, it's hitting, you know, that 200-300, sometimes 400 mark. But when I look at the analytics, the math don't be mathing. You know, they drop off at 3 seconds. And yes, I'm nerdy. I go and I look at the graph.
You should.
And I'm like, how can I push out something in 3 seconds for them to stay like
that? That means it's the hook. So that means whenever they're coming across your content, they don't feel like it's for them or that they're going to get anything from it, and that's why they're leaving at 3 seconds. So that means you have to change the hook. So give me an example how you start in your video.
So the last one that I did was why the IRS don't need permission to take your paycheck.
It's too vague. You got to be like very direct.
Okay.
I may say something like, "Did you know you can be arrested for not paying your state taxes?"
Got you.
You
Okay.
you understand what I'm saying? Or I may say, do you know that the average small business owner is going to be responsible for an additional $50,000 to $75,000 in taxes this year?
Got you. Okay, so come out the gate swinging within those
Mm-hmm.
3 seconds. So,
Yeah.
like, wait, what you say?
Right.
Okay. Okay.
Or be like, bet you didn't know. I may say something like, I bet you didn't know it's really easy to get a refund if you own a business.
Okay.
So you got to say something to get them to be like, oh, that's me. I own a business. Let me listen to what she has to say. And depending on how complex the information is you're putting out and how long the video is, you may have to reset with a hook like at 25 to 35 seconds to keep people engaged.
Okay. Thank you so
Mm-hmm.
much.
Yeah, no problem. And also, you need to check to make sure that your content is hitting the right people. That's the other thing. Sometimes it's not a hook issue, it's like the algorithm sent your content to the wrong set of people. And so, if it's going to the wrong set of people, there's nothing you there. It doesn't matter how
Right.
great your hook
Because
is,
I've
it will
tried
never
the
land.
creators insight search. I've
Mm-hmm.
done it that way, and then I've also kind of went in. I don't like to say competitors, but I always go and look at people who are in my industry that are doing very well with their engagement to see either what tag messages they're using, so that I'm like, okay, well, I service this type of client, so maybe not this. Go through a whole list of ruling out what taglines I'm going to use
Mm-hmm.
to kind of get that engagement. But now with my hook, I'll work on coming out the gate swinging and then doing the resetting between every 25-30 seconds to keep them engaged. Because I typically will do a 1 minute video, or I'll make a post and have the captions on the screen.
Yeah, so it's probably the hook because we just got to get people to identify like this is for them.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good question, by the way, because a lot of people dealing with that.
Yes.
Yep. Brittany, what's up, girl? Hey, hon.
Thank you for all that you do, Ashley. All the
You're
free
so
game you
welcome.
give. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you great.
Okay. Okay, good. Because my headset kind of came out. But I appreciate you. So my son started a business, like I was saying, this summer. I try to get him to start a business every year. Finally, he has what he likes, where he's doing music, motivational music, and apparel for youth athletes because he's a baseball player and he loves music.
Okay.
And we're working on getting the music in the distribution centers and sites so that people can stream the music and he can get that type of passive income. But for his question, he's battling whether he wants to do faceless social media or if he wants to show his face and do like an artist page. So for that type of business, and for he's 13, by the way, what would you suggest and what may be better for him?
I mean, because he's 13, I kind of like the idea of him being anonymous. If I'm being
Yeah, I
honest,
thought
on
so
the
too.
faceless, just because of his age. When you put kids out there, like you just got to remember the internet is the internet, and they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? There are some people
Mm-hmm.
that'll be like, "Oh, this is great. You know, look at this young man. Like, let's support him. He's doing something amazing." So I think maybe from time to time, maybe inside the stories, or if there were like some interviews, or you took him on a podcast or something, that
Mm-hmm.
would be okay. But I feel like overall, like anonymous, just for his safety and his protection, especially with him being 13.
Yeah, I agree. I was thinking the same thing. And with the kids now, they like to do like artist stuff, and they see all the SoundCloud people, and all the people doing all the things, and so they think they have to go that right. But I definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah, I mean, but if he's using like engaging visuals and he's changing them at specific time intervals,
Mm-hmm.
people will be locked in.
Okay,
Hmm.
that sounds like a winner. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, Miss Daphne. Can you hear me, Daphne?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
I can. What's your question?
Oh, thank you for bringing me up, and thank you for everything you do as well. I started following you since 2019, I think, right before the pandemic,
Thank you.
and it's good to see how consistent you are, and it's like a model for me. I have a small business. I'm originally from Haiti, so my business is in the Haitian community,
Hmm.
and my videos and everything I do them in Haitian Creole as well. And I've noticed like I've been a plateau. Like it was going really well, even with my subscribers. Like some of the, I don't know, I'm stuck at 23,000 followers, for instance. And even with the courses, it's been plateau. I don't know if it's my attitude toward it because I see that I plateau and they don't feel like my energy being the same. And so I am launching a new course about a business masterclass with showing people where to they can purchase businesses um, that's already established.
Hmm.
And what tips could you perhaps give me to market it better?
I can't. I would tell you to book a power session or a social media audit because I can't tell you what to do to market it better because I don't know what you're doing right now for your marketing. Also, I would need to look into some insights of your audience to make sure you're not having a targeting issue. One
Mhm.
thing I could say though, you're talking about a plateau. Like all audiences typically experience that. That's why people will have like a few different niches, right? So, for
Mhm.
instance, with my event design and production company, I do luxury events over there, and I focus primarily in the South. I work in Texas, Arkansas, Georgia, Mississippi, and sometimes I go to Oklahoma, which is the Midwest, right? So realistically, there's only a certain amount of clients. There's only a certain amount of growth I'm going to get unless I created like a virtual or digital product, maybe where we would like put together someone's floor plans, or I would create, a weddings planner or something for the bride. And then people can buy that all over the country, all over the world. I'm always going to be capped, right? Because one of the reasons I put an office in Texas is because there are only so many people in Arkansas that I can service. There are only so many people having high end events here, right? Just when you look at the population in the economy, it's only a specific amount of people that's going to support. When I went to Texas, Texas is huge, right?
Mhm.
So, like, it gave me way more customers. So, my business was able to scale up. When I went into Georgia, specifically in Atlanta, there's a lot of people there, way more people with way higher budgets. So, I was able to scale that business up. Does that make sense? So, if
Yeah.
you're saying I'm only speaking to Haitian people, well, there's only going to be so many Haitians or Haitian Americans that are going to see your content. And then with the Haitian Americans, all of y'all are not going to be small business owners. When you look at a business owner or a side hustler, that's only 3% of the population.
Okay. Okay.
So I may say, consider expanding into some more markets. They may be something, but as far as telling you specifically how to market, you would
Mhm.
need to click the link in my bio, go to the one-to-one section, and you're going to book a power session or the social media audit. And then I actually will be able to go into your accounts. I'll be able to see your background information. I'll know what you're doing right now for your marketing and say, okay, this is how I think you can do better, or these are areas of opportunity.
Okay. Thank you
Mhm.
so much.
You're welcome. Let's see. Hey, Miss Shelley, what you got? Oh, maybe it's trying to connect. There you go.
Hi, Ashley.
Hey, girl.
How are you? I'm so happy to be on. I'm so appreciative of you. Of course, I've been around a long time.
Mhm.
Um, I've been working, doing the things that you tell us to do. We've penetrated 29 markets. Just to piggyback on what you were just sharing with the young lady. So don't just stay in one country. I'm in Trinidad and Tobago, and I went across the Caribbean, and that has really worked really well for me. I do have a question. I do have a Sam cart. I don't know if they are comparable, but I heard a lot of people talking about the stand store.
Mhm.
So my question is, do you think I should start a stand store because I have so many other platforms that I sell on? Should I start that, or should I just continue with Samcart and my website and the
Depends
other?
on depends on how many products you're having and what you want to do with those products. If I'm being honest, I don't feel like Samcart is for the small business owner anymore, like not a true small business owner startup like it was
Mhm.
once upon a time. And Stand Store is very affordable. They don't charge for the transactions either, so you're not paying that double fee. They have it set up for digital products, communities, paid and free, your lead magnets. They have the inside of their stores set up so it's really easy to put your products together. But like if you have like 100 products, then Stand Store probably wouldn't be the option because of the format as far as the shopping, right? Samcart may be a better option. But if you have like, I would say maybe 10 or 15 or fewer, I think Stand Store is a really good option.
Okay, well, maybe I can put some stuff there because I do have a lot of offers, products, I should say. So maybe I can put some stuff there and continue using Samcart because I already set it up already. You know, you could build your courses in there. You can just sell everything. But
I know they got the course thing. That's when I started looking at them sideways. And I was a Samcart girly for a long time.
yeah,
But this is the issue with the courses. Especially for me, not for you, but for me, a lot of my clients are small business owners and side hustlers. So if y'all ever decided y'all wanted to stop using Samcart, y'all lost access to my courses just because you weren't using Samcart anymore.
wow, I didn't know that.
Oh yes, it was terrible. I was so happy that we had kept our Kajabi. And it was expensive running both of them at the same time, but it was worth it. And we would have people that would message us and they'd be like, I lost access to this course, I lost access to this program, I don't have access to this and that. And we are like, well, we didn't put you out. And so Samcart, they were like, oh, well, you can just have them create another email. Why do I have to inconvenience my customer or my client to where they have to make another email now to get access to something because y'all are petty because you want them to lose access across the board with them not using Samcart? That wasn't okay with me. So anyway, is that you have to pay more now if you want customer service. Everyone used to get customer service at one point in time. They've partnered up with Stripe, so now they're making money on the transaction and they're making money on the actual processing fee too. It's just a lot that I'm just like I'm not feeling.
Yeah, I agree. So, and especially with the increase in the price, that was very steep, I found. And it is expensive running two platforms. I don't use Kajabi, I use Teachable, but I have to pay for both platforms anyway. But thank you so much. I appreciate you.
You're
and guys,
welcome.
listen to what Ashley says. She really does turn your business around,
No.
very quickly. And it doesn't matter if you're from the Caribbean. I know that that's a big thing. Can it work from the Caribbean? Yes, it can. Just listen to what she says and just keep moving. Thanks, Ash.
Thank you, Shelley. No, Kendra, Stand Store does not replace lead pages. Lead pages is your front end, what your customers see. Y'all, I have got to go because I got a call in 6 minutes with a paying client. If you want to be a paying client, click the link in the bio, tap the first button. On Sunday, I'm doing a workshop. I made the workshop 50% off. It's like my last birthday deal. Okay. So I took the workshop instead of it being $197, I marked it down to $97. On Sunday, I'm going to take you guys from beginning to end, how you can set up, get started, or if you have a business and it's kind of like stagnant, how we can re-energize it so that you actually can get out here and make some money in a 6-week window. Okay. I'm going to talk to you guys about the setup. We're going to actually go through the full strategy that you're going to need to use. And then I'm going to talk to you guys about after selling because a lot of people don't talk to people about after selling. Just because people didn't buy that core product doesn't mean that there's not another opportunity for them to purchase a different product or service from you. So I'm going to teach you guys how to do all of that on Sunday. It is going to be a long day. We're going to get started at 4:30 p.m. We probably won't finish until 8:30 or 9. I'm just keeping it a buck because I'm only got one day with y'all, so we got to do a lot in a little bit of time. So make sure you have your snacks and your chargers. You do need to register. Click the link in the bio, tap the first button. If today some light bulbs went off in your brain, you need to come to the training on Sunday, okay? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you guys are on the planet Earth. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with me. If it's morning time or daytime where you are, have a productive and a prosperous day. If it's evening time, get yourself